Robbo, deep into pre-season now, we're on to week 5. Just how impressed have you been with the start that the lads have made?
Yeah, I'm very impressed. Obviously, the lads got given some markers they need to come back at, some physical ones, some skill-based ones, and they've all come back in pretty good shape. So it's been a real good foundation for us so far. We've made some really good strides, more strides than we did last year. So yeah, it's looking good at the moment.
And some new faces in there with the additions of Chris, Asher and Mattia. Just how have they fitted in with the group?
Yeah, really well, really well. Obviously, Chris is a big unit. He moves extremely well for a big man. Moves extremely well. He's really quick, so he's going to have some leg speed into that middle. Cozza's really skillful. I think if you look, speaking to lads at Wakefield, they've got they talk about him really well. They talk about Cozza really well. A lot of people there are a bit good that he left because he's got some good traits. He's a bit of a ball playing loose forward, so he's got a little bit of skill about him. And he's sort of really astute in around the ruck, so that's going to be good for us. And then Asher on an edge looks really good. I think he's going to be a diamond in the rough for us. He's probably, a lot of people don't know about him because he's only 22-year-old. So he's in the infancy of his career. He's still learning, he's still progressing, but he's fast, he's strong, and he's going to cause some three men some problems on an edge. He's going to give us a little bit of punch on that, on an edge, which I felt we were missing a bit this year, which he's definitely going to bring.
And there's a few lads coming back from injury that will feel like new signings to you as the head coach at the Giants. You've got Niall pushing to get back fit and is now in full training. Adam Clune, Tual Olahea, they're slotting back in, but that must be a bit of a welcome boost. That you're getting players from who were injured sort of last season back into the fold for a full pre-season.
Yeah, although it probably doesn't seem like we signed a lot of players, it feels like we've got a lot of new players. Last year obviously there were the fair few that didn't actually play, or even, I think Niall did 30 minutes at Salford before he broke his foot. So Niall feels like a brand new player. He had some real zip to us. He's been really good. I think even for George, for Blackers who are younger in their age, that experience has been really good in and around the group, not only on the field but off the field as well. And like I said, if we get Tui and Clooney back on the field and firing and not only playing together but training together, it's definitely going to stand us in good stead.
We touched on there, new signings within the playing side of things. But let's talk about Leroy Cudjoe. How's he taken to life on the other side, shall we say?
Yeah, he's not one of them anymore. He's one of us. But he's took to it like a duck to water. He's always been a really intelligent player. He's always thought about the game. As a player, you're always the first one to come to you and ask you about certain plays at certain times. And he'd already gone home and watched it by himself, all the videos. So he's always been into that side of the game. I just think he's looking for us. It's give us an extra coach. It's give us more eyes on. Probably we're a little bit sparse, should we say, in the coaching department last year, was me and Finney. So having three people now has made a huge difference to how much input we can give to the players, but especially somebody of his knowledge and experience. Yeah, he's been brilliant.
And obviously, he's in there as well to help with the pathway system and the young lads who are coming through. Just how impressed have you been with the young lads that have been stepping into the fold in first team training this pre-season?
Yeah, we promoted 4 of the young lads into first team contracts, and there's been 5 that have gone into the reserves. So 9 in total, which Leroy they'll be under his tutelage. Sometimes players, and it happens in every club sometimes, the first team players get looked at a lot because you judge by winning and losing. So you've got to make sure that you're getting them players out on the field. But what we understand as a club is, to set the foundations around young lads that have got an affinity with the club. It boosts longevity really. It's not just a short-term fix, it's long-term fix when you actually have young lads that have come through the system, understand the Giants way. So Leroy being in charge of them and helping them progress is definitely good for them and for the club.
And just coming away sort of from the rugby side of things, Ken obviously gave a rousing speech at the Huddersfield Giants Supporters Association launch. How pleasing is that as the head coach of the club, to see that Ken is speaking out and obviously wanting to back you to the hills and invest in the club and continue to invest in the club that he has done for many, many years.
Yeah, look, I think we'll all be, anybody who's had anything to do with Huddersfield Giants will be forever grateful to the Davy family. Not only Ken, but Jennifer as well, you know. Not only his fingerprints, but her fingerprints are all over this club, and we're like I say, we'll be forever grateful. But yeah, look, he's somebody who's, you don't become where you have in life, as he has done, without being ambitious, you know, without having a drive. And he's obviously, he's the figurehead of this club, and hopefully we can all follow him, because he wants to win, he wants to do well, he wants the club to thrive and be successful, not only in the short term, in the long term. But so hopefully we can all follow him and hopefully make that come to fruition.
And just finally, the off season prior to obviously coming back, how has it been for Luke Robinson, head coach of Huddersfield Giants? Have you managed to have a little bit of a break, a bit of time with the family and a reset, or has it been all hands to the pump and planning for next season?
No, I managed to get a little bit of time away. Obviously, as soon as the season finishes, you're straight pretty much planning for next year, and then just before the lads come in, you're making sure that the staff are all in line, and we've got all our ducks in a row really for when the players come back in. So there's a little bit before that, but yeah, I managed to get a little break away with the family where I switched off a little bit. You still always. It's a job you can never really switch off from, and it's a job I love. So it's never really work. But yeah, I managed to spend a little bit of time with the family, which was nice.